Where are the Heelys? I used to work at a fairly large sporting goods store. This was a while ago, back when Heelys were still a thing. Are they still a thing? Our store received a promotional display with a large 3-foot sign with red lettering that said Heelys in the form of the sole of a shoe. They also put a large spinning wheel in it too. It was pretty cool. Kids loved it. However, for some reason, this sign was absolutely invisible. Like somehow the company had put on special paint that made it invisible to the eyes of adults. Must be the same paint they used to make out-of-order signs. Anyway, here is the story. Where are your Heelys? A woman demands as she approaches me in the shoe department. I've been through this whole store, and I can't find them. I was told they're here. Yes, ma'am. I'll take you to them. I bring her to the display and think it a little obvious because of the large sign. But I put my hand on the display, just for that little extra obviousness, and turn around. Here you go, ma'am. The woman continued to stare at me, eyes locked onto me like a hawk. So I started to gesture to the large sign that said Heelys. She still doesn't see it. I even tried to do a little Vanna White gesture towards the sign and display. Still nothing. At this point, I'm gesturing with the hands towards the sign, displaying individual shoes on the display. Nope, she just stared at me like I was a mime acting out the old invisible box routine. They are right here, ma'am. Where? She asks, throwing up her arms and finally drawing her eyes away from me, looking 10 feet above my head. Where are the Heelys? She practically yells to the heavens. I turn my head slowly to see where she is looking. I start to think this must be some kind of practical joke or some kind of candid camera. Standing in the presence of something as dense as a neutron star is causing a violent reaction in my brain, and I have my first aneurysm. My coworker, who was watching the entire scene play out, finally manages to put on a straight face and come to my rescue. Hi, ma'am, are you looking for Heelys? He asked her calmly. Yes, she says, frustrated with the service that I had been providing her. I am not sure if we have some in stock right now, but if you follow me, I am sure we can find some. He tells her, leading her away from the display. He got her to do a half circuit around the store before returning back to the same place in front of the Heelys display where the whole incident took place. I am sorry, ma'am, they had the display in the power aisle earlier. It was a half-truth. It was in fact in the power aisle last month, but moved to the shoe department because people kept blocking the entire aisle, crowding around the display. I know we are expecting a new shipment soon. I would check back early next week. Oh, well, thank you for your time, she tells him as he casually leans against the large, obnoxious Heelys display. This guy is a magician. I bring her to what she wants. She gets mad at me. My coworker makes her walk around the store for nothing, and she is grateful for it. No problem, ma'am. Enjoy the rest of your day, he tells her, and we wait until she is out of earshot. He turns to me and completely loses it. For 5 minutes, he cannot stop laughing. He then stands in front of the Heelys display, throws up his arms and shouts to the heavens, where are the Heelys? Whenever a customer asks where the Heelys are, I just tell them right down there and look down. You can't miss it. I never went near that display if I could help it. This was a long time ago, like fresh out of high school a long time ago. I had not yet picked up the skills to effectively communicate with customers, as I had effectively grown up getting the verbal stiff arm by the adults around me when asking vague questions. So I had grown up asking specific questions to get specifically what I wanted, and assumed that adults were expected the same as well. So retail was a big welcome to the real world for me.
May I see an ID, sir? Another fun day in the life of a home improvement store employee. So today I was stationed at the self-checkout and I had a guy come through with $400 worth of tools. A round amount. I don't remember exactly how much his bill came to. All seemed fine until he went to swipe his store credit card, and the register alerted me that he needed assistance. I walked over to him and scanned my badge to switch the register to assisted checkout mode, finally discovering the call credit center message on the screen. No big deal, right? Wrong. I informed the guy I'd have to call to get the transaction approved, and he was acting super shady. fidgeting back and forth, getting really huffy that I was taking so long, the works. Anyways, I called the credit center. When the representative asked me for the name on the card, I realized something was off. The name on the card was a pretty common woman's name, and this guy didn't seem to fit the bill. Asked him about it and asked for an ID to verify, and all of a sudden, he tried to pull the "this is my mom's card" trick on me. He asked me if I wanted him to go get her from the parking lot, to which I of course said yes. Not all the red flags had gone up in my mind yet, and hurried out the door without another word. My manager had been standing nearby at the exit door watching this all go down, and told me to give the guy 4 minutes to come back and then void the transaction if he didn't. Well, surprise, surprise, he didn't. According to my manager, the guy was walking back and forth outside for a little bit before he just left. Maybe he was trying to find a woman he could potentially rope into going along with this scheme, I don't know. Regardless, my store narrowly avoided a loss, and both my manager and our asset protection associate were extremely pleased I was able to put a stop to the shenanigans.
That's illegal. Just because he's okay with it doesn't mean you should sell it to him. ITFR, I have enjoyed reading this thread for a while, now making my first post. This happened about a few years ago. I worked for one as a sales rep for one of the larger phone carriers in the US. It was a slow night and the store was empty when this guy came in. He wanted to upgrade his phone 1, P1, which he had just got months ago on monthly payments. He also was not on our upgrade program. He had already decided he wanted phone 2, P2. At this point, he owed about $550 on P1, and the trade-in value was only about $100. Your trade was horrible rates at the time. I told him about this, and he said he didn't care. He then went on for 10 minutes bragging about how he just got a raise, is making crazy money. He can afford to buy 5 of the P2. I just sat there listening to him. I then told him that I wouldn't recommend trading in P1, because he would still have to making monthly payments on the remaining balance, plus another monthly payment for P2, which was more expensive phone. I should note he wasn't the primary on the account. His wife was, but he was authorized. I asked if his wife would be okay with it, and he said he didn't need her permission to do what he wants. He ended up trading in P1 and getting P2 Plus. He spent over $400 on accessories. All along I continued to recommend that he not do this. Before making the sale or trade-in, I got my manager involved, so he could talk to the customer and make sure the customer understood what he was doing. And all I told him 7 times not to do it, plus my manager twice. He still did it. So after the sale, following the CYA procedure, I made notes in the account detailing everything that happened. Fast forward to days, the store gets a call and they ask for me. It was customer service who had the wife on the phone who wanted to talk to me. I'll be me. The wife will TW and customer service will be CS. B. Thank you for calling store name. This is my name. CS. I have TW on the phone and she wanted to talk about the sale you made to her husband. B. Okay. What can I do or you TW? TW. Do you think what you did was okay? B. I'm sorry. What was that? TW. Do you think what you did was okay? Taking advantage of my husband. B. I'm not sure what you mean. TW. You convinced my husband to buy a new phone and you took his 2-month-old phone and gave him basically nothing for it. B. I understand. Mama informed your husband many times about what would happen, and recommended multiple times that he should not do that. TW, raising her voice. That is bad business and unethical. You should not have sold him anything. I am a business owner, and I would never take advantage of a customer the way you did. If you knew it was a bad idea, it's your job not to sell it. B. Ma'am, I made. Cuts me off. TW. Seriously, what you did is just unethical and wrong. Do you understand that? What you did is illegal. You can't sell it to him if you think it's wrong. B. I know. Cuts me off again. TW. You should not have sold it to him. We want the phone he traded in back. We are also returning all the accessories you sold him on. This is so messed up. I'm getting annoyed for being blamed for this. It's clear the husband told her a different story. I didn't mention to her. People do things like this at least once a month. Be okay. I made every effort to help your husband. He came into our store bragging about how much money he's making and how he can buy whatever he wanted, even 5 of these phones. That said, I even got my manager involved so he could hear it from someone else. You cuts me off. TW. Oh, even your manager was in on it. Wait until I talk to corporate about your store's unethical tactics. Be okay, TW. At this point, there's nothing I can do for you on the phone. You can return the accessories, and if you like, you can talk to my manager about what happened when you get here. Anything else I can do for you? TW. Tell me why you sold the phone to him and thought it okay to do. Ye, ma'am. As I told you, you can discuss this with my manager when you get here. Anything else I can do for you? TW. Yeah, answer my last question. This is just their business. Once again, ma'am, there's nothing on the phone I can do for you. We will gladly help you in the store when you get here. Have a good day. Hang up. The one thing I was not going to tell her over the phone is that once her husband traded in the phone, there was not a way to get it back, as all trade-ins are final. His trade-in phone was already shipped out. The couple came in later that day, and she was pissed. The husband, however, didn't say a word. I'll skip the dialogue on this one because it's way too long. Simply put, my manager backed me up the entire time he helped them return the accessories. I couldn't help myself, and went over there, and starting repeating everything that the husband had bragged to me about. And I even added the line about how he didn't need his wife's permission. The look she gave him when I said that was the best redemption I could ever have. He tried blaming everything on me, and now I was able to bury him for it. After that she lightened up a little. She then returned the new phone, removed his name authorized user, and bought him a flip phone. This was a mobile post.
A no change on a $50 bill. I was helping out in the pharmacy and rang up a customer for his prescription. He gave me a $50 bill to pay. Next day, the wife comes in absolutely livid that I never gave her husband his change, screaming and yelling at the store manager. Receipt shows that I was the one who rung him up. Fortunately, the receipt also shows the date, time, and which register was used. Manager was able to pull the security footage. I found out when I came in for my evening shift. My manager explained what had happened and showed me the footage. There I am, processing guy's transaction. He hands me the bill. I check for counterfeit. Lay the bill sideways across the other bills in the register while I count out. Manager bumps me excitedly on the shoulder and says, "Now watch this. Look, look, look." I put the receipt under the bills, coins on top of the bills, and place his little pile of change directly into his hand. We're not allowed to show customers our security footage for obvious loss prevention reasons. My manager had to tell her if she didn't believe him, she could file a police report and have them collect the footage.
Like and subscribe for more support videos.